Back after a while. It's been a minute. Get a little bit more light. Looking better. Alright. What you're hearing right now is For You, 102 Eggs, the newest track in the Audioplay family. So you're live here, back. We're back. Episode 14. It's been a little bit. Not gonna lie, it's been a little bit of turmoil here in the family household. There's some things I needed to take care of, so I didn't have the time in the past few weeks to be able to come up with anything, and I still haven't come up with anything. This is just to get on. I have no plan for today. I have no idea which way this is going. But basically what you got here is the newest track. It came out actually last month, to be honest. There's more stuff to come very soon. It's probably going to be towards the end of the year, like third quarter kind of stuff. I mean, fourth quarter, third quarter. I mean, we're already in the third quarter right now, to be honest. End of third quarter, beginning, and then all of fourth quarter, because I'm going to schedule a lot of stuff to come out. But check it out. So you got that was the extended mix of For You, and there's also a radio mix, which kind of cuts out the beginning part and a little bit of the end or the middle, making it about like a minute and a half shorter, minute 15 shorter. But that's that. Check it out. It's on Spotify. It's on Beatport. It's everywhere. Then we got, I guess what I could show you really quick right now is kind of like what I'm probably going to end up doing is showing this new track that we're working with. That's been kind of coming along, and some other things. I'll probably give a quick update on the synth, which is, where is it? Right here. Ta-da! Here's Subpatch. Subpatch has actually been halted for a little bit because the next step in Subpatch is to make it accessible to Mac users. So this is a strictly Windows-based VST at the moment, and it needs to undergo Xcode debugging and building and all that stuff to be able to run on Logic or any type of Mac centric kind of DAWs and systems. So I want it to go out to everybody, Windows and Mac users. Then after that, it's probably gonna go some engine tweaking and some other stuff, but it's in beta right now. Got a few people testing the pre-alpha, and the alpha's ready, but I'm just waiting for a little bit more feedback from the pre-alpha. One of the things that is really cool is this guy right here. We have presets, yay! And then probably do some YouTube videos at the end, you know, kind of like, it's been the same format. That's kind of like my I don't know what to do format, and that's where we're at right now. Beyond that, yeah. Going back to here, that was kind of like a quick intro to talk about what is going to go down. Let me see here really quick as I pull this up to our Audioplay releases. We only play Audioplay tracks here because that's who I have the license for. I own the license to all these tracks, whether they're mine or not. So I play these because that's what it is. I'm not going to be playing stuff like down here, as you can see all these guys. I would love to play other things, but you know, don't want to get hit with copyright strikes. I feel like we got more releases than 68 tracks, but either way, whatever. Let me see here. Let me figure out what we're gonna play for the next break. Looking around. If we're gonna keep it, you know what? We're gonna keep it 102. What's funny is that 102 has tracks in other labels that I would love to play, but I can't. So this is K Recordings. K Records, you know, they're in Russia, so that came out before the 4U track. Polyaxis came out almost like 2 years ago, a year and a half ago. This is under Deep Sessions out of Greece, and then these two, Acolyte and 36, are on Plasma Pool in Germany, the world famous Plasma Pool with Miles Dyson at the head. Let's see here. Really, the only ones are under Audioplay are these three right here. We gotta change that. There's something happening with that too, and I gotta tell you guys. Well, maybe I won't. Maybe it'll be a surprise. But here's one that kind of kicked off what 102 was, and it's Coleco bringing in 102 because Coleco was already established at this point, and then this idea of 102 came out. So it was like, let's introduce who 102 Eggs is. So let me take a quick break and start setting up the Ableton session so you guys could see it. This is Let You Go, Coleco 102. It came out in 2024. I want to say early 2024, like January or February or something like that, maybe. But anyways, here's Let You Go, Coleco 102X. Welcome back. That was Let You Go. Really good song. I like the song a lot. Really cool graphic too here. I miss making the artwork look like that. It's a Canva thing, but it's a really cool effect, and could never ever get that back because Canva I think took that away, unless they hid it and I can't find it. But anyways, here we are. We're here looking at the live session of one of the newest tracks that are kind of being worked on. This doesn't really have a name on it, but it was using a mini pole, which is a really cool little synthesizer here. They're made by Karani Sounds, if I'm saying that correctly. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly. The interface, I hate how little the knobs are. I wish I could make it bigger. There probably is a way to make it bigger, but I don't know. And some of the feel on them kind of sucks, but this thing is powerful. Powerful. See? It's a cool little synth. Very cool. But anyways, let's jack this up. Let's give a quick listen so you guys could hear it. The inspiration behind this one kind of came from some Ezekiel area stuff from Anjuna Beats, and I even used it kind of like as a reference track to kind of see like how it flows, you know, logical and stuff like that. And then we got our big boy right here doing low end. We got Sub Patch doing low end here, just on the sine wave. And we got that's that mini pole. Mini pole just sounds so cool. Sounds like a Voyager. That's why I put Voyage plug. Got some samples from Splice to kind of fill in, you know, especially on the perks. But I think this part's kind of cool. Pretty bells. 16th LFO chopped, just atmospheric girl singing. No idea what she's saying. Doesn't matter. It's getting lower. You're seeing the automation ducking things down, 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 down. Back in. So a lot of the transitions are still very raw. There's no like white noise, sound effects. Some more filtering and tweaking to make it sound better. But ultimately, this is one of the new tracks that's being worked on. So you can see it's already pretty much laid out. It's about 620, 617, 6 and change in terms of length. Here's the big boy right here. There's Sub Patch. And then I want to show you also a little quick one here. I named this one Cyberpunk. Actually, let me go back to this. As you can see, look at all the sessions just from testing Sub Patch. Look at all this stuff. Deleted sessions, just backup, debug tests, state bridges, automation tests, things with consolidation, all kinds of junk in here. Where we were building the patches, you know, to be able to actually finally have it inside the synth. But this one is this one actually, I don't even think it has any type of does it have Sub Patch in here at any point? These are 2 Serum. There's a bunch of audio tracks, audio, mini pole, and massive of all things. But this is just a mess around, you know, because I was looking at some sounds for cyberpunk sounding kind of stuff. I've never really made that before. So then we got like, it's at 100, it could go faster. It's terrible, but it was just like a quick, I slapped this together in about like 5-10 minutes to see what kind of idea we could get. And then when you add these guys in, The idea is there. But it's not quite working out, so I got bored with it. It was super late at night and a weekday, so I was just like, let me just skip that. No saving. This one too, new Minsky stuff, because Minsky has gotten a lot of attention. This is an interesting one, and it's literally quite just copy paste, and give you an idea where Minsky's head's going. And it's called Minsky No Mana because I was listening to some No Mana stuff, and I'm like, wow, there's a couple of really good tracks on that No Mana has. And I really need to study No Mana and see, like, what's going on with that, and try to make something that sounds the same, but also keep it Minsky. So. Thick kicks. The 808 emulation from Ableton, that's in here. Mostly perks from Splice. This is some funny thing from Splice too. And then I'm gonna start layering subpatch and mini pole over it, possibly Sarah, who knows. Maybe the Crave, because I've been dying to introduce the Crave into a track, or the Moog Mavis to keep it analog. Keep it nice and funky, Gotta keep it fresh. That's one of them right there. What else do we got working on here? We had those three. Was this Mavis Fun New Save? I think this is Sequence. It is not. I don't even know what the hell I was doing here, but this is the Mavis. As you can see, it's only in one channel. Just some fun rave stuff. Eating crap with some rave stuff. Is it Sieben? Sieben, I think, is Sequence. This one, I didn't do anything here. This is just straight up Kaiser Disco Devon, and I was going to make a track like Kaiser, and we're not going to play that on. That's pretty much what's kind of, this is, the wife got into a band recently, and Oliver Tree passed away, so I kind of smashed an idea between the two of them, just to see what's going on. There's going to be kind of like a weird solo kind of weird project, but it doesn't really make sense yet. I don't know what I'm going to try to do with this here. And I got got some samples from Splice to just like get ideas. But it's generally for vocals. It's for a project that I kind of have an idea of that's going to be like a commercial album. That's kind of what hit me when Oliver Tree died. It's like, this dude is he made some really cool tracks, and it's just mainly his personality which is what grabbed everybody, and on top of the fact that he was a genius. He's a musical genius. But kind of got inspired after he went and everything like that, and was like, I think I started making before he died, but on Audioplay. So keeping with the 102 eggs standard for today, this will probably be the last 102 eggs track that we could play. Everything else is on other labels. This is Ultrahand. This is what kind of kicked off with the new PC that we have right here. You haven't never seen the PC. There she is right there. I built her in December 2024, right? 23, 24, December 24, I think. Yeah. And yeah, so that kind of coincided with 102 at the same time. You know, the idea of 102 kind of came with the PC, and has been growing. And this was the first standalone 102 song that wasn't attached to anybody. Let You Go was the first 102 song featured with Kaliko. This one is inspired by Tears of the Kingdom. My daughter and I back then were really playing a lot, and I miss playing with her. Zelda and stuff. Really wish that I could right now with her and just run over there and go and play with her. But we're looking forward to maybe the next Zelda or whatever is going to come down. And this was going to be actually like an EP, 3-track where you had like Ultra Hand and Fuse and a bunch of other things, but I never got around to make the other tracks. They kind of just stayed in the ether in a save file, and I guess I could crack them open and see what happens. But this is Ultra Hand, inspired by Tears of the Kingdom. Be right back. Ultra Hand. Doesn't it make you want to play Zelda? Makes me want to play Zelda. Anywho, let's stop that before next in queue by Sasha. I don't want Sasha to play here. You know, I have a thing with Sasha. There was a remix contest back like in before 2010. I was done by Beatport, and I basically rearranged one of his songs. It almost was like an edit rather than a remix, and I added a little bit of extra stuff. And I swear the guy basically, I didn't win it, released his own remix, and it was identical to the one that I had. And when I tried to submit a email saying, hey, Sasha kind of just took this and put his name on it, got no answer. When you enter these remix contests, you have to understand that whatever goes in is the property of the label owner and the artist, however they set it up. It's never your property once it's submitted, so they can do whatever they want with it. But I'm not accusing Sasha of anything, but it was awfully funky that the song sounded exactly like mine, but that's beyond the fact. So, here we are. A quick State of the Union, I guess, with Subpatch. The most recent changes with Subpatch is obviously the preset bank that we have here. We have the initial sound. Let's lower the octave. Then we have the Prids Motion Pluck that is going to... we have like 3 flagship sounds. This is one of them. And mainly because when you couple it with a... an arpeggiator, or you arpeggiate it on a piano roll, you get a pretty solid synth here. You get something really nice out of this. So that's that one. The clean pluck is also kind of similar, but a little bit cleaner. What gets me about this one is that you can kind of hear in the back motion. Very cool. I know that it's on a step up here. You can't see it, but if you move this, excuse me for burping into the mic. But basically, let me see here. The step up kind of provides that na-na-na-na-na-na-na sound, you know. So like, let me see if I put it down. You can see the motion going. You can feel it. The next one is Evil. Ooh, see, that's something that we need to fix. Changing should not make it do that. Changing patches should not have like some sort of signal bleeding through like that. So that's Evil Prog Pluck Refine A, but then we got the wide version. Alright, Dirty Growl. Let's take the arpeggiator off for this one. Pretty cool. This is one of my favorite ones, legato leads, so it's on a glide down here, so a true legato. We might add a secondary form of legato in here. Forget what it's called, but basically where it could either follow notes or it doesn't. Techno stab. The legato and the motion pluck are two of the flagships. The other flagship is probably, I would say, the bandpass bite pluck. But let's do the techno stab. It sounds better when it's higher. And then we're gonna arp it. It's so cool how big it opens up. Of course, we got the chirps, so this shows the sample and hold capabilities of the synthesizer. Excuse your ears, I'm sorry. And the cool thing about this is there's a smooth from the sample and hold. We also have a spread. And we could pitch it up more. Pretty much every knob does something, and that's what I love so much about this synth, that when I was building it with Sora, who's my ChatGPT employee and co-founder here, basically we made it so that everything works. There's never something that doesn't immediately affect the sound, and the sound is strong right off the bat, and it gets you straight to the point of making progressive house, melodic techno, and just general fuckery with minimal techno and stuff. So this is the third flagship sound. It might not sound like much, but trust me, on a, let me pull up the drive, on a track, this thing makes such a big deal. Just make it sound so crazy, you know, like so it's such a good body sound, and it is very basic but also very full of life. So and then kind of similar to the band pass, we got the high pass nasal pluck. So this is just, it just kind of complements that one. And let me cut the reverb so you can actually hear it. Also, chorus works, but unison doesn't, unless detune is applied. So yeah, those are our current patches that are in a patch bank now. So we got a patch bank internal, which is a great big step. What's to come? UI is going to improve massively. We're going to make it way prettier. Shadows, colors, skins. The name might even change from sub patch 1, because I never liked naming it after the sub label, but you know, because I don't want it to be associated with the minimal techno genre. I want it to also be associated with you know, other things, you know, if you want to use it for other things too. But it's kind of like Project Sub Patch 1, you know, a Project Ice Cream or whatever. But There's going to be movement. There's going to be tightening of everything. Things are going to look different. The engine is going to get not revamped, but tightened. Things like what you just saw when I switched over a preset, it's not going to pop the way it did there when we switched to them. You see something? I don't know what happened there when I did that. Maybe it was because I had the ARP. I guess not. But either way, that was a tour of Subpatch 1. I'm going to take another quick break, play another track, and then we're going to be going into our final section of tonight, which is we're going to go through a couple of YouTube videos and just talk junk, about it. I'm feeling a little different today. I'm going to play something. Let's keep it 102. Let's keep it 102, and I'm going to show you guys something that has not been released yet. We're on the 102 SoundCloud. We're on the SoundCloud here. There's one called ADSR. There it is. This guy right here. I don't know how loud it is. We're gonna max this baby up. ADSR. This is just it's funny. It says 7725. So this has been sitting around for a long time, and I think this is one of the ones that it's gonna end up. It might not even finish correctly, but either way, this is coming on a special project. So there's a lot of 102 stuff that's yet to be relaxed, and it's coming. So yeah, enjoy this one. I'll be right back. Alright, back. You see how it just ends abruptly right there. So that's one that's still being worked on. And the name's going to change, that's for sure. What is this? Notifications. Oh, cool. Who is this? Danny Bruno mentioned. Oh, cool. Thank you. 27 days ago. Thanks. Thanks, man. Let me follow him. I'll let you know when the next one is out. Let's give him a smiley face. People love smiley faces. Yeah, he used my track right here in this. I'm not gonna play it because it's gonna play other songs, but yeah, he I love this. Is like the second time I've seen somebody use my track. Him and then these other guys. Let me go. House Load, is that what they're called? Playlists. How do I find this? Albums, popular tracks. Support. No. Let's go home. These guys, House Load. They're like they do stuff on Paul Van Dyke's label and a bunch of other stuff. And it was really cool that here it is, Borderlands 68. I hope it doesn't play. Okay, yeah, right around here they play one of the 102 songs that's on Deep Sessions. Here's the yeah, here, number 9, 102X Polyaxis Deep Session recordings. I was so blown away. Hey, that's me. I was so blown, and I emailed them, and they're like, you know, yeah, we would love to accept more songs, but we're trying to move towards more of just our original productions now and just do a show of just our original stuff, which is ultimately what you want to do as a DJ. Hold on a second. Hey.
Hey. Well, we're gonna come.
Oh, you're live on the radio right now.
Oh, hey.
Hey, everybody. If you want, I'm finishing up now, so if you want, I'll call back in like 10, 15.
Sure.
All right. You could catch yourself now, probably, if you play this back.
Okay, fine.
All right, bye. There you go. That was my wife really quick. What am I on? Am I on? Yeah, it's Twitch. I always have my phone here monitoring Twitch or YouTube just in case. Because sometimes this gets delayed and I want to see what other people are seeing, and sometimes I want to hear what other people are hearing. It's like a monitor. But yeah, anyways, these guys, they were going to start playing, and that's what you ultimately want to do. Like Tiesto started with playing Carrera 2 when he was big, you know, off of Vandit, which is Paul Van Dyke's label. And then eventually when he started getting, you know, really up there and became the #1 DJ in the world eventually in the early 2000s, I mean, his sets would be majority his own tracks, you know, and that's ultimately what you want to do. Like deadmau5 in his sets plays, all the tracks are his, except for unless he finds one that he absolutely adores and he wants to throw it in there. So ultimately that's, and I applaud them. They're doing great stuff. Check them out. Heel Slow, I don't know how to say it. I've never asked them. I got their email and I'm not giving it to you, but they responded to me and they're really cool. It's like Danny Tanner, what's his name? Bob Saget. And he goes, this next song is inspired by the Backstreet Boys, but they're not boys anymore, they're men, and I got one of their numbers and I'm not telling you which one it is. So anyways, let's do a quick something that's gonna catch my eye here. We got 53 minutes and we'll probably only be able to watch 1 or 2 videos, if not even that. Let's find something quick. This looks crazy, so I just want to see what this looks like.
What if you could make a song using only your voice?
Oh God, Suno.
Let's start with the drums.
I never thought we'd be at a day like this. Oh my God, what is this? So my soundscape for sleeping in an asteroid field. What is this? In this modular Bitwig patch. Bitwig Studio. is, I mean, this is just routing stuff. Like, that looks like Reason. That is wild. So this is just a soundscape. Polarity music only and two more. Polarity music. Building bitwidth grids. Well, it's a cool little soundscape. I like it. I'm gonna give you a little thumbs up, buddy. When did you put this out? Cool stuff, man. Two days ago. Hey, check this out. I'm gonna listen to this all the way through tonight. It just caught my eye the way it looked. That looks crazy. Rick Rubin is cringe, yeah. Sure thing. That looks kind of crazy too. Let's see, what else is here? What else do we got that we can just... Remember, I'm the Asmongold of EDM. Look at this. Tom
Hello and
Green.
welcome to the Tom Green Farmcast. I'm Tom Green. Today on the Tom Green Farmcast, we're going to listen to an excerpt of my interview.
You said excerpt.
What am I supposed to say again?
Excerpt. Gentle on the P.
That's my mom there. My mom is a producer on the show. Excerpt. Excerpt. Okay, fine.
Thanks for coming to the farm, Joel.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Appreciate it. Now, you drove down, not too far, right?
3.5 hours?
Yeah, Ontario's big.
It is very big, yeah.
Like to Americans watching or listening, they wouldn't realize that in Ontario you could drive not just 3.5 hours, but 20 hours in Ontario without leaving the province or the state. as
Really?
you would say.
20 hours?
I don't know, I'm just making this
okay.
up. I'm making this up, but I think it's something like that, yeah. What have you been up to lately? You've been traveling?
Yeah, just, playing.
He's doing a lot of things these days. Like, I've noticed that he's touring a lot more just to get music out there and just sticking to music and getting away from drama. I have a feeling that deadmau5 is going to hang it up within the next, 5 years. So he's probably giving his last... dumping his last creative ideas on everybody and touring like hell. And he's doing a lot of podcasts and a lot of interviews, which he's normally very secluded. It's very interesting.
Few shows, mostly like
Maybe I could get him on this show.
festivals, and I've got a residency at the Wynn at XS.
How often do you go down to Las Vegas then?
Typically about once a month, and maybe 2 months or something like that. It's just
Okay, so this is kind of cool. I'm going to check this out later. You guys check that out too. That's going to be kind of a quick, boring talk. This guy's pretty cool. I've heard his
Are
stuff
you even
before.
listening?
Minnesota.
Wait, sorry, what?
Never did subscribe to him, so let's subscribe. Let's skip this.
Do you think finishing more music means trying harder and being more consistent? That's what I used to think. But last year I finished 31 tracks, all while working full-time, all without sacrificing quality.
Nice.
And I've been helping hundreds of producers finish more of their own. It's taken me 2 decades to figure this out, and almost every lesson I learned was the opposite of what you've been told. So to help you finish more tracks that feel like you, here are 7...
I feel like I had this problem early on in my producing career, if you want to call it a career. But in the beginning, it's very hard to finish tracks because you don't know how to put a period on things sometimes. And I think really, before we get into what he's saying and his 7 lessons that he has up here, I think ultimately, as an artist, if you're a creative mind, a creative soul, what you end up doing is your brain is scattered a lot of the times. So you'll pick up some shiny object, put it down to grab another shiny object, and you keep opening sessions up and creating tracks. One of the things that's helped me is to stay focused. It's almost like taking like a virtual Adderall or Ritalin, and getting focused and getting out of your ADHD brain and just saying like, no, I'm not going to get out of this session until I fix it, until I finish it. And a lot of the times too is letting it flow the way it wants to, because you're shaping water. It feels like sometimes, like Bruce Lee, be water, and you can't force things, but you also have to guide it. So stick to the session. If you really must open up a new session because you have such a crazy idea that it has to go down, throw it down really quick, save that session, go back to the original one. Don't stop until you finish. And that's helped me recently in the past like 4 years. You know, I don't stop until I finish that. Don't stop
Lessons
till
I
you get
wish I'd known sooner. The first lesson is the reverse of what many think. We're told that putting in more time and more effort makes our music better. At the start of last year, I felt like every session had to be a banger. I'd open the door and I'd see a mountain to climb. Sound design, full arrangements, endless automation, mixing, plug-in chains longer than my hairy arm. And that pressure to put in more effort and make every track a banger led to perfectionism and inaction. I know many of you have felt that. So to take the pressure off, I looked back to my younger years. I grew up loving hip-hop beats. They're short, they're simple, they're just one idea. So I started making those again. Like a warm-up, I tell myself, this is going to be small.
This guy's a really big and keen on warming up, you know, and I'm kind of like the opposite. Like, yeah,
Give
start
yourself
small.
permission to make something small. Set aside an evening, make a low-effort track, call it done. It's the perfect warm-up, and let it evolve into something bigger if it wants to. Low stakes is how you start. And
That is true. Don't go in with any expectation. If you're completely blank, just throw something down. And
shout out to producer Alchemy,
do
who
it.
made a great video on high versus low effort tracks, which is well worth checking out. Okay, lesson 2. Now you're in the chair and you've started, but starting is only half the battle. Because for years I kept hitting the same wall. I'd make a loop and I was buzzing about it, but when I came back to it later, the arrangement
make variations. Make variations like bridges, choruses. Make variations. Stay in the key and just change it up, and then rinse and repeat. Mess with perks. There you'll start expanding on that. Also, like, there's a trick that I've said it before. The track that you're getting inspiration from, drop it in a track underneath and use that skeleton to kind of guide you. Where did they take out that synth that's kind of the same as the other synth that if you have this main lead synth, well, look at their main lead synth and find out what is that thing doing. When is it getting filtered out? When does it get cut off? When does it change? When does, you know, automation take over?
never lived up to the potential of that initial loop. The magic was gone, like reheating pizza. And last year I properly figured out why. The tracks that I finished smoothly all had one thing in common: momentum. I stopped making loops and leaving them, and I made sure I laid out.
That's a big deal. When you have momentum, don't stop making the track unless you really have to and you have to like go to sleep or something like that, or you have to take off for like a meeting or work or whatever it is. If you have to stop, stop. But if you don't, the momentum can carry you through. Like, I've laid out a track in an hour, easy, even less, and then you can go back and put your sprinkles on it.
Out the structure
Polish
on the
it.
timeline while the idea was still hot. So loop to track in one go.
Because you lose focus, and then like you come back the next thing, you're like, what was I thinking?
So now I don't start a track unless I've got at least an hour spare. That's my main session. In that time, my only goal is to go from loop to structure. Even if it's rough, I get the main shape down. Then I finish it
Perfect.
in short sessions later, again, to keep that momentum flowing. And I know this works for others too. This system has been helping producers train their decision-making skills and finish. You can see some of the messages I've had. So lesson 2 is this: protect momentum at all costs. Avoid anything that might kill your flow. No more loops. All right, time for lesson 3. You might be thinking, this is all fine, but I can't always carve out an hour to make music. Life gets in the way. And here's why that's a good thing. Everyone talks about being consistent. Make music every day. And when you still look,
This is false. Who just did that? Who just messaged me? I don't see anything. You heard that too, right? I'm not freaking out here. SiriBot already banned like 2 people. Quicksot, Tikkalbash, XGC, AI viewers on streamboo.com. No thank you. And yeah, I don't know. Anyways.
learning consistency helps. But last year I finally accepted something about myself. I'm not consistent at all with music. Some weeks I get obsessed and I'll work on track after track like a
And some weeks you're off.
rabid dog hounding a squeaky toy. Other weeks it's tumbleweed, I make no music at all. In previous years I'd have stressed about that.
For months, I've been working on this VST. I haven't made a track.
I'd convinced myself I was falling behind. But last year, I stopped fighting it. I work in bursts, intense output, and then quiet periods where my creativity recharges. And that hunger makes the next burst even better.
This is true. Find your rhythm. Free PDF link below. Check out lesson
Of
4.
unfinished projects. I used to scroll through my hundreds of working sprint guide. You can grab the PDF at the link below. Okay, now on to lesson 4. When you work in sprints like this, you'll probably stack up a lot of unfinished projects. I used to scroll through my hundreds of half-finished ideas and I'd feel guilty because it felt like a graveyard. It was proof that I couldn't finish anything. But this is what changed for me. Think of those video games where you find an area early on that you can't access. You have to play through the game and gather the required stats and tools so you can then go back and unlock that area later. That is what old projects are like. Most of the tracks I finished last year were started 1, 2, even 5 and 10 years earlier. I go back to old ideas and the path to finishing them becomes clear. Right now I've got a bunch of projects from last year.
I can vouch for this 100%, and you guys just saw it earlier in the episode today. You saw all those things out there. Even though a lot of them were sub-patch debug sessions, there's a lot of stuff that's just sitting around for years, and then eventually it clicks. You get that idea, you know, or you try something new, and you're like, what would happen if I added that to the other one? And then boom, all of a sudden it gets reawakened, and you finish the track.
Yeah, just sat there, and I'm totally comfortable with that. I don't think they're dead anymore. They're just waiting for me to come in and finish them.
Exactly.
So lesson number 4, never delete your old projects.
Yeah, and try to back them up if you can.
5 is about a certain type of overthinking that's probably weighing you down. I used to worry that my workflow wasn't optimal or that I didn't use every keyboard shortcut. Everyone talks about being more efficient, learn every tool inside out. Even as someone who was editor of a music tutorial magazine.
That was you? I mean, both versions of you are very handsome, dude. And, big ups to you. But wow. Wow, you went glowed up and then you glowed back up the other way, so.
And has made hundreds of tutorials, I'd still always feel like I was falling behind or that I didn't quite know enough. But last year was the year that I stopped chasing that. I work in my own way. I'm messy. No, not that. I don't name and colour every single track, at least not in every session. I'm totally inconsistent. I like to fling ideas around.
I fling all kinds of ideas too, and you see how they're named on his thing. He has like a couple of loops that he's gotten from Splice. He has some stuff that he's made from scratch or grabbed from elsewhere. And then afterwards, when I finally get to a point where I'm like, all right, this is going to start turning into a session view kind of situation. We got the basic instruments down that we want to start with, and the loop, the groove that we kind of want. Then I start labeling them and moving them around. Kick at the top, perks underneath it, synths, and then effects and pads underneath at the very bottom. And you kind of find your own work flow.
Around, and I enjoy the chaos, and by embracing my dysfunctions I finished more tracks than ever, and most importantly I enjoyed it. In my loop track workout I make a track from start to finish, and what's funny is that you can see in the video that I'm not perfect, but I get the job done and I have fun doing it. So lesson 5 is to know thy workflow, understand yourself, accept yourself, and work at doing something. Advice 6. Once you stop chasing the perfect workflow, there's another trap waiting. All the advice telling you how you should produce and what your music should sound like. Keep it simple, use fewer elements, strip it back. You hear it everywhere, and it's not wrong, but this is my tune Light Up, and it's got 78 tracks. Other projects were complex and needed lots of layers and tons of channels because that's what they needed. So lesson number 6, every track needs what it needs. Some of my tracks had less than 10 channels, others had up to 100. Common advice:
I've never gotten to 78, let alone 100, but yeah, some tracks like Ultra Hand that you just heard had like 30 something, 40 something. And some tracks, like I think I'm gonna play one out. I played it before. It's gonna be Only You by Detox, and that one had like 10 tracks.
Is a starting point.
No lie.
Not an absolute truth, and there are always exceptions. Now for lesson number 7. This is the one that ties all of this together and made everything possible last year. You know those ideas you make that are extra special? I mean those tracks where the core idea is noticeably better than all of your others. For those, I'd spend extra time on them. I'd stress about getting them perfect. and then they'd always come out worse because I'd get too precious and overcook them. But it goes further than that. Check this out. These are 2 comments on the exact same track. And if you let either extreme get in your head, that affects your art. The praise makes you chase that sound again.
Don't listen to people, just do your thing. Just do your thing.
And that validation. And the hate makes you second guess yourself.
Look at this right now. Nobody's watching the stream. Nobody. I'm just talking into the void right now. But when I cut this up into clips and I put it on TikTok or I put it on YouTube or wherever, you know, you could go and check your reels and clips. People rewatch them. People listen to it. So Joe Rogan does this. Turn off comments. Don't look at comments. It's only going to get you down.
Either way, you stop trusting what you're doing. So the biggest change for me last year was that I treated every idea as equal. I stayed detached and impartial. I don't mean like a robot. I enjoy my music and I care about it, but I worked through what was there and moved on. No chasing praise and no running from criticism. And something funny that many of you will relate to, your favourite tracks are never anyone else's favourite. The ones you think are meh are the ones people like more. And
Deadmau5 was going to delete Strobe. Now it's his biggest hit.
And the track that you think is your ultimate masterpiece is the exact one that nobody gives a donkey's about. So lesson number 7 is to be
impartial. Yeah. Let's see the last one. There you go. This is a 7. Start small, protect momentum, work in seasons, never delete projects, know that workflow needs what it needs. I agree with all of these. I sprinkled in my little 2 cents and my wisdom as well on top of that. I know there are a lot of courses out there, believe about shed load, but this is all you need if you let yourself. This is true.
Producers share. To find out what they are, download my free.
The itch and rash of moderate
What's
to
the
severe
last
eczema
one?
disrupts
Oh
my
no,
skin.
it was only
Despite
7. I
treatment,
thought that was
it's
8.
still not under control.
I'm tripping. Oh my gosh. My bad. Anyways, thanks for watching tonight. We're ending it. I gotta call the wife. Let me see here. And this is the one I was talking to you about. Only You, Miami 2015 radio edit. Like if there was any original edit, right? It's like this is the only track. It should have just been original mix. But anyways, Only You, Detox, retired name, no longer being used. This was mainly a trance moniker, and my old graffiti tag. But anyways, thank you for watching. We're gonna get back on schedule and do this again next Tuesday, hopefully with better stuff. But the flow works, you know, update about the VST, what's going on, what's coming in and out of Audioplay in general. Some sub patch things are gonna be popping off too. And I just really like watching YouTube videos and picking them apart. It's really cool. Because I feel, and this is just me talking to myself, maybe I shouldn't say this out loud, but what Asmongold does have going on is really cool, and he does it with the world and with news and with politics and culture. But his formula works. What if you just place it towards EDM, you know, electronic and synthesizer, synth talk, you know, on TikTok? Nobody's doing that, and I think I need to fill that void and help you out and give my 2 cents on what's going out there. Not that my opinion matters, you know, take it with a grain of salt, but at the same time, I feel like I have value to add to a lot of these things that people are talking about out there. So if you enjoyed today, tune into the next one Tuesday. If you're making tracks, keep on making tracks. If you're just listening to tracks, keep on listening. Give us a shot. Listen to Audioplay stuff. This is a public playlist on Spotify. It's called Audioplay Releases. Have a good night. Have a good week. Check out our other channel. I'm probably going to be doing some game stuff. The VST is starting up again soon, the live coding. We finally jumped over the Mac build block because Mac is actually incoming very soon, probably next week. And watching me struggle with trying to figure out how to work a Mac. I got an iPhone. I hate using what is it, command something, Apple something, you know. I'm just gonna have to learn how to use it. But either way, have a good night. This is Only You by Detox. See you next time.
what the fuck's going on here. First thing I did was hook up the TV and the PlayStation. First thing I did was hook up the TV and the PlayStation.